about your mom, honor your mom on this month, Women's History Month?
I haven't really thought about honoring her in that way because it's Women's Month. In a way, I honor my mother, and I should point out that my mother that passed about almost 4 years ago is my last foster mother. She's the fourth out of four foster mothers I've had since age 4, and she raised me from the age of 14 up to I got out of the foster care system. And she was a wonderful woman. She was a widower, had 3 kids of her own, and I think she had the most impact because in those teenage years, that's when you need that influence of an adult influence, someone who's positive and strong and whatnot. And if I learned anything about women being strong women and standing on their own and whatnot through all kinds of diversity and not diversity, but adversity and what have you, I learned it from Helen Mae Tucker. And she passed at the age of 98. But she was a major influence because I think about her all the time. What would mom do? As a matter of fact, a real anecdote here, short anecdote. I had her about when she turned 80, some 20 years before, 10 years before she passed away. She asked me to speak at her funeral. Now, this is at her 80th birthday. Her 80th birthday party. She pulled me aside. She says, Gerald, I don't want anyone to know this, but you are the one I want to speak at my funeral. Everyone's going to be speaking sad things, whatnot, but you and I have the same sense of humor, even though I'm not her biological child. We have the same sense of humor, whatnot, kind of twisted, crazy, what have you. Even though I'm sometimes perceived as being a serious person, I have a balance of that sort of thing. So the day came, and sure enough, at her funeral, everybody was saying, I'm going to miss mom, I'm going to miss mom, all that. I got up there on the church, and I just, said all the good things about her, all the funny things, had the church laughing. And I knew in my heart, as she lay in that coffin, I could probably see her smiling that, I was making everyone laugh, because everyone remembered what Helen was like. She was the life of the party wherever she went, and so there's things that I do in my life and things that happen to my life that I think back to what would mom do in this case, or how would mom make fun of this sort of situation right here. But she was serious though. She was serious, but she was a stern woman. She could be serious, and she didn't cuss. She was a woman, what you guys say, a woman of God, but she was stern in a way because she had raised kids of her own, and she'd been through a lot of things doing this alone as a single black woman in Philadelphia who lost her husband. So I think in memory of her, many a time, sometimes this first, comes to my mind. That's the fact that I can remember her and give tribute to who she was and who she is. Sometimes when I talk to my foster sister, her biological daughter, we share anecdotes and things about, well, mom would do this, mom would be that, whatever it is. But that's the way I can do it. And I don't need a special month or a special year. I just that. Now her birthday, September 18th comes, okay, that's mom's birthday. She would have been this year, whatnot. Sometimes I call my sister and we talk about that. And then the anniversary of her death, which is a couple of days after Christmas, is kind of sad in a way, but still, because it took a whole 2 weeks before we had the funeral. And, but still, I look at it and say, okay, well, she didn't suffer. I'm happy that she passed when she was suffering because I'm the kind of person I don't want to live and just suffer while they're living. So I think she was good for that. And I think that's what she wanted. But it's her sense of humor and the way she raised me, and she took me in at 14, but she didn't have to take any other foster kids. She took me and my brother in.
It takes a very special woman
Mm-hmm.
to be a foster parent.
It took a special woman, and in that community back in the day when we talk about the village and whatnot, we looked out for one another, and everyone knew who Helen's kids were. They knew her biological kids who were grown, and Helen Tucker, and then they knew her foster boys that said, well, Helen this whatnot, and people in the city of Philadelphia honored her, because of how she was involved in the community in terms of raising kids and whatnot. So I honor her in that way just by memory, and thinking of her in a positive light.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. But we honor Helen Tucker. Honor her. Okay. She raised a pretty good son.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
because I came to Saginaw in 1978 and I joined Bethel probably in 81. I went in 89, 79, but I actually joined, I think, officially in 81.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I know Reverend LaFoon and Reverend Mrs. LaFoon, they are, hopefully they are listening, working with different pastors or ministers who come into the AME. How does that work with the other assistants like yourself?
Well, I mean, it's not a lot of difference. Sometimes there's differences in personalities and how they may want to run the service or something. And so you have to make the adjustment, but always in mind that we are here serving God. So and I always keep that in mind that no matter what may be going on in terms of leadership, and I haven't had a bad experience in leadership, thank God. But always that we are servants of the Lord. And when you do that, everything else flows just perfect. No problem. Nothing's without, flaws, but yeah, it goes well.
That's good. And are you still over the children's department, the youth department?
Not totally. Reverend Rochelle, which is pastor's wife, is also an associate. So she does the YPD, which is the Young People's Department of Missionary. So she's actually over that. And Peggy Hall is the Christian Education Director. But I still work with youth because I assist them in all those things. So,
Very good.
So, as you get younger, you need to relinquish some of those responsibilities and let those younger at heart do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Although I love children, I still love working with children. And so I still work with them, but not in the leadership necessarily.
Okay. So if you, as a leader, servant leader, a pastor, assistant pastor, a new title, what would you want to impart into our youth and their parents?
Well, it's in everything else. I always tell young people to make sure that you put God first in everything and that you learn humility. Humility is key. As you said, when I see you, I'm calm. That to me is humility.
Yeah.
Because when you're humble, you're able to approach things in that kind of way.
That's
you're not yelling and screaming and acting a fool, if you will.
Yeah.
But you're able to be calm and do that. It doesn't mean that you don't have your moments that you like to scream, but you pray and ask God to help you through it. And it works. So with the young people, when as a matter of fact, we are in the tutoring program at Arthur Eddy. We have 5 people working at Arthur Eddy in the tutoring program. We partner with Arthur Eddy.
Yes, I remember. Yeah. I remember that.
So we still tutor with them. During the pandemic, we couldn't. We just started back this year tutoring, and so we love doing that. And so, we're working with the kids, just trying to help them to fulfill their potential, and just letting them see a little bit of spirituality when we're doing that. It really helps the kids. We invite them to the church, and we have had them come to the church.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, and we distribute treats to the community 4 times a year. At the beginning of the school year, we give out bags with the book bags and that. We give out candy at Harvest. Now, we don't call it Halloween.
Don't call it Halloween.
We don't celebrate Satan's birthday.
And
then at Christmas time and then Easter. As a matter of fact, we're preparing bags now. It's open to the community.
Right.
So, yeah.
Oh, there's going to be a big Easter egg. I have to tell you about this. Tell us about the Easter egg. Just real briefly.
Okay, so we have an Easter egg hunt. It's for all ability and all ages. It will be at Buena Vista Community Center on April 8th from 1 to 4. It is free and open to the public, and there'll be many prizes. Partnership with Grateful Love Elm Freight, and we are happy to have the community as well.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yes.
And see, this is what I'm talking about, when the community can see different agencies partnering.
Yes,
because we love and care about our community
and live to each other.
Right. We love and care about our community.
Yes,
That's absolutely right.
Yes.
Absolutely right.
Yes.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
I am glad that I had a chance to tell you that.
I'm so honored.
Calm me down.
Thank God. I must remain on my good behavior at all times.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, I am pleased and honored to talk with Lula Woodard, and she is representing Women of Colors. Okay. Evelyn McGovern is the founder and co-founder and president. Okay. And she is representing Evelyn today and Women of Colors. So I would like to, and you are a part of Women of Colors, correct?
Yes.
Tell us about Evelyn McGovern and tell us about Vicki Hill.
Okay. Well, I have been with Women of Colors for 23 years. And so I've been Evelyn's sidekick for 23 of these almost 30 years.
Right. And again, ladies and gentlemen, those who are listening, they are having their 30th anniversary this year. What date is that?
That's April the 15th.
April the 15th.
Yes, at Rita's downtown.
At Rita's downtown. All right. I like it. Okay, go ahead.
Yes, so Evelyn is the co-founder and president of Women of Colors. And like I said, she's entering her 30th year being with the organization. And she just has a heart for the community. If you ask her, she would tell you, I have a heart for my community. And when she retired, she started doing more and more for the community. And so one of the things that we talk about is that we promote diversity to empower women and families, mentor youth, and to collaborate with other organizations in the community.
Yes.
And she's really big on that. And Vicki came in and just joined the group, as well as she is the VP. And so, like I said, I've been with this group for 23. January of this year was 23 years.
23
that
years.
I celebrated being with Women of Colors. And so I've seen Evelyn, we've gone through the ups and through the downs. We've seen, the organization go from 25, 30 women down to 5. We were still doing the work. In the community. And now we are at 16 women. And we are a very diverse group of women from different ethnic backgrounds.
So it's not black, just black women.
And I always have to emphasize, and I used to have to tell Evelyn, you got to make sure you put the S on there.
Right.
Because a lot of people just want to say women of color. And that's not who we are. We are women of colors.
Okay.
And so the passion that Evelyn has for the organization is, I will use the term epic, because that's where she is. And it's always, she's just a go-getter.
That's right. That's
and
good.
So Vicki came along, and Vicki is a go-getter
Too. That's right.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so they called upon me when they are absent or when they do, because I've been there and I've seen the organization, blossom. And so that's the aspect we just want to appreciate. And we do so much in the community. We have those in November, the second week in November, we give the Coats Woman Child for Winter. We do the book bags. We do forums on Facebook, and you can go back and play those. And so getting into the social arena to look at prison reform and to talk about alopecia, to talk about those things, have those conversations. That we don't have those conversations, but we call it time to have a conversation. And so it's on Facebook Live on our Facebook page. And so we have.
You also have a TV.
Yes, we have a TV network.
Yes.
TV network.
Women of Colors TV network.
Yes, on Apple. You can get it Apple, Roku.
Yes. Yes. Tune them in.
That's right.
Well, listen, I wanted to have them on, but you came instead. They asked you to come. I think Vicki's daughter is supposed to call in.
Okay.
But you're representing Evelyn and the Women of Colors. I'm going to say thank you. You guys keep on stepping, keep on doing what you're doing.
Yes.
I absolutely love it. You are, again, pouring very much into the community. I just absolutely love that. And we don't honor our women all the time. See,
Right.
and I want women to be honored 365 days a year. And that hoodie award got me doing this.
And that's the thing too, is that we started a new support group program called Stronger Together.
That's right.
We are the first group in Saginaw. There are 4 other groups. It started in Detroit. And so then it came to Bay City, and they asked us if we would be willing to form a group in Saginaw. So we're the only group in Saginaw that support families and friends of those that have had or have family members that are addicted to substance use.
Right.
So we meet the first and third Tuesday of the month. That's where we are located, 1000
Tuscola. Yeah, right in the heart of the community.
That's right. Heart of the city. That's right.
Heart of the city.
That's
right.
That's it. Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, ladies, I want to thank you for being here today.
Thank
You know, this is a fast show, but I want to include as many people as I can. So I want to say thank you. Thank you.
Can I
Thank you.
say thank you for your kind spirit and tell you I love you very much.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you
Absolutely.
very much.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
We have to stand together,
Yes,
and I
that's right.
appreciate that. I really do.
Amen.
Absolutely,
Can I
absolutely.
say this real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to let everybody know about our All Ability, All Age STEM Day that's going to be happening at Delta
think
College
that's
June
wonderful.
3rd. And that is for all ages, all abilities. We
All
welcome the
abilities.
community, and it is a free event.
I've never been to a STEM event. I might have to come out.
The camera.
Yes, right. I'm documenting some of these very special things that are happening in our community.
And I want to say to her too, Miss Evelyn. Miss Evelyn was one of the people who actually motivated me when I was going, because I started, like I said, by myself and my family, and she encouraged me to just keep going. Just keep going. She's like, it's a pilot. Go at the end of the rainbow. You just keep going, and it has grown so much, so fast. So I thank Miss Evelyn for that.
Very good, very good. Well, thank you very much, ladies. We're going to do a transition. I'm going to have my next group to come in.
Okay.
You know, I want to reach as many people as possible, and thank you so much for being here. Thank you for this opportunity. Okay, come, ladies, please come in. It's always like good old home week here at the radio station. Please have a seat. You can sit here, there. Okay, ladies. Okay. And good afternoon to you.
Good
afternoon.
Okay, it's Women's History Month. That's why I wanted you to come on. You're remarkable to me and the community, but I wanted to light the shine on you today because of who you are and what you do and who you represent. Okay. But now, if I start with you, I have to go back way till I found this picture of when the twins were born.
Triplets.
Yeah. I said, well, now I'm grown up and I know these people. It was just interesting to me. And I know Mrs. Seals. Okay. It's just, I don't know how I can explain it, because I was a little kid when the triplets were born. Okay.
Right.
And now I get to know who they are. But we're going to talk about women in the gospel.
Okay.
Women in the gospel. Oh, I want to do this. Give me your name and who you're representing today.
My name is Prophetess Mary McDonald Barnes, and I'm representing my baby sister, Pastor Audrey Yolanda Parker.
All right. Tell us about, well, I should have did this before. Give us your name.
Sure. I'm Reverend Aaron McKissick Hines, and I'm representing EM Enterprises today.
Okay. EM Enterprises. All right. We're going to hear about this. And Annetta, give us your
And
name.
I'm Annetta Brown. I'm representing God.
Okay. This
All
woman
right.
has a golden voice and she plays the saxophone.
Oh my goodness.
I have to tell about that. I would like you to talk about Miss Audrey.
Okay. She's a wonderful person.
Yes.
She's my baby sister. It's out of 8. She's the last one. Her name should have been Allrey, Allrey, but the nurse kind of confused her name and said her name was Audrey, because my father said that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Audrey was born June 9, 1956, to the proud parents of Reverend William and Eugene Aldridge. She is the 8th child. She was educated in the public school system, where she received a very good education. She graduated from M.J. Murphy Beauty School, and she became a successful cosmetologist and went to work for J.L. Hudson Salon, where she excelled in every area. She was the 2nd in the country for doing hair. She made so much money, and people really loved her. She excelled in as a hair colorist, specialist. She worked there for 17 years and became very successful. She eventually became a trainer and taught students how to do hair on the West Coast, East Coast, Boston, Detroit, and even Chicago. She would call me at work, and all my friends would go to Lord and Taylor on Michigan Avenue to get their hair done. She is the proud owner of First Class Color Salon. She's PhD, a personal hair designer, which has been open for 24 years in the township of Saginaw County. She also is assistant pastor of the New Christ Community Church, where she served with my father, the late Reverend William D. Aldridge, for many years. She now serves with Dr. Eugene Seals, MD, the pastor of the New Christ Community Church, and his wife, my sister, Pastor Joyce Seals. She has her own ministry, Ministry of Love, which has been in existence for 31 years. And she has had a praise and worship convention for 31 years. And she released her own CD for the convention. Her nieces, nephews, and children all sang on the CD. She has 3 children, Gina, Chris, and Samuel, which are all in ministry with her. She loves sharing the gospel. She's a sweetheart. She loves ministering, praise and music, and very anointed in her church. She has traveled the world ministering God's word. She has spoken in Brooklyn, New York for the last 31 years in an annual revival for Apostle Patricia Wiley of the Oil of Joy Ministry. She is the author of 3 books, Your Body is Not Equipped to Carry Burdens, Child Support, and her newest book, The Well of Life Springing Up into Everlasting Life.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yes.
That's a lot. Well, let me
Yes.
add this one thing that someone told me. This is someone who goes to the shop on a regular basis,
Right.
and for hair growth,
Right.
they said she can grow hair on a rock. I said, okay,
Wow.
that she is that good.
Okay.
No, that's that.
My hair was this short about a year ago, and now it's halfway down my back. She's just anointed to do hair,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
she's just a color specialist.
yeah, a color.
She's
specialist.
anointed. She's anointed.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, now I want to. How can we honor her all year long? That is what I want to do. I want to honor different women in the community, but not just in March during Women's History Month. I want to keep honoring them all year long. What would you do to honor your sister?
Her name needs to be released in the atmosphere. She's just anointed. She's very personable. It goes beyond hair or ministry. She's a giver. She gives, well, I won't say that. She'll probably take my head off. She loves purses, and everybody she meets, she gives purses to. She's just a giver. She's constantly giving.
Okay.
Whatever she has, she shares.
She shared.
She shares. Just a beautiful person. If she wasn't my sister, she'd be my best friend. She is so loving and kind. I love my baby sister.
Oh, wonderful.
She helps me so much.
Wonderful.
And when you need somebody to be there for you, you can call her anytime, day and night, and she will answer the phone and she will pray for you and help you.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beautiful person.
Beautiful person.
Yes, I love her so much.
Oh, you speak well of your
I
sister.
love her so much.
Make me cry.
I really do. I'm about to cry myself. Because if I needed help in Chicago, she'd be there in 3.5 hours.
Oh.
I would call and she would be there. She's
Okay.
just that type of person. She doesn't have a selfish bone in her body. She's just real and just genuine.
Okay.
And God, she's God's servant.
God's servant.
She's God's servant.
Well, she's a wonderful. Occasionally, I go to see her
Mhm.
at the salon, and she's a wonderful person to talk with and work with. You know,
Yeah.
just
Very confidential.
Yes,
Doesn't
yes.
do a lot of this. Don't do that.
confidential, but she's very confident in what she's doing.
Yeah.
And I really
Yeah.
like that.
Yes.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome.
That's really good.
You're welcome.
That's really good. Miss Audrey, okay. Irina, Reverend, should I say minister?
Whatever you want to call me. is
Okay,
absolutely
Reverend.
fine. That's fine.
Irina,
Irina.
I'm sorry. I always get it wrong.
Mhm.
Hines.
Yes.
Now, tell us about your story. And you said it's the you're going to talk about?
EM Enterprises.
Yeah, EM Enterprises,
Sure,
right?
Sure.
I want to know about that because I had not heard about that before.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm a Saginaw native. Grew up here at Saginaw Public Schools. Graduated with my bachelor's degree in journalism from Howard University.
I love your bio. That's really good.
Thank you. My master's is from Grand Rapids Theological Seminary in ministry leadership. I've been in ministry a really long time. So if I had to kind of narrow down the things that I do, I'm a minister, I'm a master trainer, and I'm a mediator. Started preaching at the age of 11. So I've been preaching a long time. And a long time, over 20 years now. And just really love the Lord. I'm very grateful for everything that God has allowed me to do and to accomplish. My proudest achievements are my children and my commitment to them and them being who God has called them to be. So I'm really proud of Maya and Joshua, who are my children who love the Lord and are serving in the community as well.
How old are they?
Maya's 13. She'll be 14 this coming Thursday, and Joshua's 11.
Okay. So how do they honor their mom?
Maya and Joshua honor me in taking the lessons that I've taught them and implementing them and executing them. I say to them every day, do the right thing when no one's looking. And so when I hear things about what they're doing at school or what they're doing at church or in the community, or somebody saw them in the grocery store and I wasn't around, but they're doing what it is that I'm teaching them to do, that's how they honor me.
That's how they honor you. Okay, very good. Very good. Very good. We need more parents like you. Parents that will raise their children up in the way that they should go. Love that. Tell us about the enterprise.
Yeah, so EM Enterprises is my for-profit business. I have a nonprofit, EM Ministries, so that's what I do ministry under when I'm preaching. But EM Enterprises houses what I do as far as leadership training. So I'm an international leadership consultant. I travel all over and I train teams and organizations on leadership and professional development and those kinds of things. I've been doing that for over 16 years. So I do that under that, as well as mediation. So I'm a certified mediator in Michigan, and I mediate divorces and separations for families throughout the state. And that's something that's very dear to my heart, and it's ministry and what I do. My philosophy is no more broken families. And so I just believe that there are some situations where divorce is necessary, certainly not God's will and not what we want to see happen, but there are situations where that takes place. And I thank God for putting me in a position where I can help families navigate that space so that the enemy doesn't get any more glory, any pleasure out of what's going on. If I can help families communicate effectively, put the best interest of the child first, and learn how to forgive each other and operate in peace. That's what I'm called to do.
Amen.
That's good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, it is. I didn't know about that. Rob, you want to say something?
A listener wants to know the name of the shop that you were talking about, the head shop you were talking about.
It's called First Class Color
Class.
Salon. They're 3240 Christie Way, Suite 6, Saginaw, Michigan, 989-790-3638.
Yeah, that's a good plug.
Mhm.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
There you go. Maybe we'll get a chance to repeat that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, with your background and your mediation, so are you ever thinking about being a judge or going to law school?
I used to want to be a lawyer. And that was my dream when I was younger and I was growing up. And I say that God has a sense of humor in the way that he will lead you and guide you. The things that I wanted to do, I'm able to do through mediation, and I don't have to follow the same rules. So mediation operates completely differently, but I can get the same result. And so I'm really happy in doing what it is that I'm doing there. And like I said, I get to help families. I wrote a book, Leaving Egypt from Trauma to Triumph.
Yes.
That speaks to my own story and going through divorce and raising my kids afterwards and the things that I experienced in leaving an emotionally abusive marriage. And so being able to share my story in addition to resources to help families is really a passion of mine.
Is that at our public libraries? Is it?
It is not at the public library, but they can find that on Amazon, as well as the book that I recently wrote with my son in January, Robert Reed's, which is a book encouraging children in urban communities to understand the importance of reading.
Reading.
Mhm.
Robert Reed.
Robert Reed.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it. And I love that you have more than one revenue stream.
Yes.
I love that. Thank you for being here and
Thanks
for
for
sharing
asking.
that.
Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. I always think about you. You're a lovely person, and I remember you when you were growing up in the church over at Victoria's Believers, and you just started. You know, it's great.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, and Netta,
Yes.
there have been many a day that I have heard you and wanted to sing like you, but I can't sing.
To God be the glory.
You have a beautiful voice, and
Thank you.
for me, it's a gospel ministry.
Yes, it is.
And then when you were at Dad Little's, I was like, "What is this?"
That was not real.
You were blowing that horn.
Yeah, that.
And so you are multi-talented, but you have a beautiful voice.
Thank
I've
you.
heard you sing, at Mount Olive.
Yes.
You're a member of Mount Olive. Tell us about yourself.
Well, at an early age, my grandmother, Artisha Smith, she sang a lot. She
Mhm.
sang at Mount Nebo Baptist Church,
Okay.
and she would have us to the early age. I was 3, and she would literally make you sing.
Oh.
What she sang, taught
Okay.
you songs,
Okay.
and that was a talent. So I thought. But then as I grew older, and I went to Buena Vista High School,
Mhm.
and I was telling them in the hallway that Sister Damona Reed, she was my music teacher,
Mm-hmm.
and she taught me the difference between singing and ministry, and taught me how to embrace the gift that God had given me,
Mm-hmm.
and to always be humble and be proud to share the platform with God,
right.
with his people. So I take it, I take no gratitude of my own. I don't take any, I just don't take any ownership. That's all God.
Okay.
And he's using me in ways that I never thought I'd be used. And I'm grateful to be honored to be here
Yes.
on your platform,
Yes.
to share with so many people
Yes.
how honored I am to be a part of the kingdom of God.
Yes, absolutely.
Because he don't need me, I need him.
We all do.
And-
Yes, indeed. Okay. It is 5:40. This show goes fast.
Yes.
I want to get to my next group.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
so
Thank you for
much.
having me.
Thank you.
I tell
Thank
you, I love all of you.
Thank
I
you.
love
Thank
all
you
of
so
Appreciate it.
much.
Much love.
And it's just, I love the hair too.
Thank you.
Get me a little color from Audrey. Get me that color.
Okay.
Well, she can get you any color. She can mix any color.
Okay.
She's the baddest hairdresser
Yeah,
in the world.
I've heard that. I've heard
you.
that.
Thank you.
very much, ladies.
Thank you so much.
And please tell Audrey that we spoke well.
I sure will. I'll
Then
give
you
you a
did.
caller now in a minute. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And my greeter, tell my greeter to please bring my next group. You're listening to Community Connections, and I'm Joyce Harvin, and we are honoring women of this Saginaw community here on the show today. I think it's very important that we honor women, this month, but let's honor them all year long. 365 days. We have so many great women here in the community that not need to be lifted up, but we can honor them. We need to honor them and let them know that we appreciate what they do for the community. There are women of the gospel here. There are women who are teachers and servant leaders. And I think that's important that we honor them today. Let me tell you who I have coming up. I do have Kermit Diggs, and I have Teresa McCall. Okay, Teresa, have a seat. How are you today?
Good, and you?
Okay. Are the other two people coming? They're coming. Okay, we're going to get started because this goes by very fast.
Mhm.
First of all, tell us about what's coming up.
Hello, I have a farewell reunion concert experience that will be coming up April the 22nd, 2023.
Mhm.
It will be held at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church at 3121 Sheridan Avenue. The tickets are $15 in advance and $20 at the door.
Okay. Now, you are a gospel singer.
Yes.
You're a woman of faith.
Yes.
Okay. How did you start doing this type of programming and going to be on concert in a concert venue?
This is my very first concert.
The very first one?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
That's gonna make you a star, huh? That's what we're going to do. Tell us about yourself.
Well, as you know, my name is Teresa McCall.
Yes.
I am 52 years old.
Okay.
I have took care of mental and disabled individuals here in Saginaw, Michigan for over 20 something years.
Wow.
I love taking care of people. I love to make people smile.
Now, disabled people,
Uh-huh.
kids.
That's adults. I did
Adults.
yes, adults.
Okay.
Like from 18 to like 90 years old.
So with your talent, do you sing to them to
Yes.
ever calm them down?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I have sung to them before, yes. Many of times, yeah.
All right. Tell about this event. Are you the main attraction or the main person at the concert?
Yes, I am the main attraction. I'm the person that will be possibly leaving Michigan to move to Texas.
Why?
Other opportunities opened up in the nursing field for me there.
Okay.
Yes.
Other opportunities. So have you looked into what your future is going to look like singing, in Houston?
Yes, I will be teaming up with a young man that do promoting here in Michigan. He's going to be coming to Texas to do some production and do a play and do another concert. Just like the concert that was here, we're going to take it to Texas.
Okay, very good. Very good. And again, this is give the date and the time again.
The date is April the 22nd, 2023. And the doors open at 5, concert start at 6. And I'm going to read off some of the people that will be on concert.
Please do.
One will be The Chosen Son and Daughter, and Heal and New Creation, Gwen Goodman and the Voices of Thunder, Sterling Brooks, Katie Payne, Tasha Smith, and Melvin Hamilton.
Melvin Hamilton. And Sterling Brooks. I know Sterling. Some of the other names I don't know, but I do know Sterling can sing. I'm looking forward to, stopping by and checking you out. I thought you were someone else. As we were talking about in the green room, I thought that you were another young lady that I had met and had not seen her in a while. So I was just looking forward to talking to her, but I'm talking to you.
Yes.
Right now.
Maybe she's my twin.
Maybe so. But you let me hear you sing something. Is that singing?
No, that was doing.
Okay, I wanted to hear your voice. I really wanted to hear your voice. Now, I'm just going to switch over for a few minutes because we're going to go back to this and talk. I'm going to switch over and talk to my very good friend and someone who inspires me, Kermit Diggs. And I've had Kermit Diggs on this show. But let me tell you, Kermit is just one of my really, really good friends, and she inspires me just in everything that she does in her life and in my life. I look up to Kermit, the calmness about this lady and the action that she takes. She's always on the run. She says that she's not going to rust out. She's going to wear out, not rust out. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's right. Okay. And I also have one of my good friends, Patricia Bower. Patrice. Well, Patrice LaFay. See, I got that.
Yes, ma'am.
Bower. And so we're talking about women who are in the ministry. Okay. Now, you are in the ministry as an entertainer or a gospel singer, correct? Okay. Kermit is in the ministry because she is in the community. I call myself a servant leader. This young lady right here, Oh my goodness. She's just into everything and can inspire you to get things done. You know, really. And I appreciate her. So Rob says I have about 8 minutes. Did you say? I have about 8 minutes, so we're gonna move fast. You know, this is the fastest show. Fastest show. Okay. So I'm gonna come back to you, but Kermit, I wanted to talk with you. Tell us about the things that you are no longer doing, the lines through your bio. I said, what is this, Kermit? Tell me what's happening, Kermit. How are you doing?
I'm doing
And that was a
extremely
wonderful
well.
program yesterday.
I'm doing extremely well, and I've been just so excited about the kinds of things that I have been assisting with this month doing Women's History.
Yes.
And we have to continue to tell our story, which is the theme for Women's History Month. And there are all kinds of ways of telling our stories. So I chose to work with the children in my church and the women in my church to assist women who are having some issues in the community. And as a result, we were able to donate very needed items to Emmaus House, Mustard Seed, and the Rescue Mission this past week. And it's a blessing to remember that we must go outside the walls of the church.
Yes.
And so many people are in need, and we have to try and remember that we need to be generous. And there's so many ways to assist people, and it's not always money.
Right.
And not always. And this lady right here has talent. She's singing.
Yes.
Treese has her. We have to really share these.
Right.
Because we are not being given these talents to put them in a jar or to throw them away or do whatever we want to, because we should glorify God with what He should get the all of the uplift and the praise and not us.
Absolutely.
And that's why a lot of times during the time I was giving out my packets and things, oh, get a picture. I said, it's not about getting a picture. It's me doing what I'm supposed to do. And then, of course, yesterday, the celebration of trying to get women together who have a story.
Yes.
And as African-American women, we have a story. We have to be very careful with who's telling our stories.
Yes.
They have
Tell
to
your
get
own
them
story.
accurate. And too many people are not getting it right when it comes to us.
Yes.
And it's us. Nobody can tell our story like we can tell our story. Don't give your story away. You have it, share it. And it's amazing the things we learned yesterday.
Yes.
To hearing what things.
Yes.
I had no idea that one of the ladies who was a speaker had been in ministry as a young person, a younger person. I'm like, what? I thought I knew you. But and she shared that,
Yes.
and to hear the kinds of things that our poet had to share. And,
It was good.
And it was awesome that I've been doing another project with following some things from my mom about the Rosenwald schools. And I'm going to be partnering with her to see if she attended a Rosenwald school on the plantation in Mississippi.
Well, Kermit, I noticed that you are also political. You wear
Pass the Crown
Act.
Right.
Pass the Crown Act. So she is political. Kermit is into everything. And you know what? Let me tell you this. If Kermit asks you to do something and you can't do it, okay, even if she has to do it by herself, she gets it done.
Amen.
And I like that about her. And that is what I do. I try to follow her. I look up to Kermit. I tell her, I want to be like you. Yes, I do. I want to be like you when I grow up, Kermit. That is it. So I'm just, I was very pleased that you invited me to be a part of the program yesterday. It was so nice.
Yeah.
It was so nice.
But you see that you missed the point. I had to bring you back to focus because we wanted to hear you and what you do to tell your story in the position you're standing right over there right now.
That's right.
And telling your story.
Right.
And that's what we have to do. We have to really, sometimes we don't want to say positive things about ourselves. But if we don't toot our horn, who's going to
toot it? That's right.
Do your own.
I have a friend who said it's a lazy dog who won't wag his own tail or something like that. Yeah, that's right. So I'm going to toot my horn. Now I want to talk with Patrice LaFay Bowick. Okay. You tell us about what you're doing with Steadfast Entertainment and the event that you're having.
Okay.
Please tell us about that.
All right. I am a founder of, well, my goodness, what hat am I wearing?
Steadfast Entertainment.
Yes.
And what's coming up next is we had originally was going to do Mr. Curtis Burgess' birthday in December.
Right. I
But
remember
something
that.
happened to me, and I had to
Yes.
postpone. So we got a new date, which is May the 20th, and it's going to be held at Pastor Bishop Larry Campbell's church. That's a Saturday, and it's going to start at 5:00, Lord willing.
And you're honoring, or it's a birthday celebration for
Curtis Burgess.
Curtis Burgess. Tell us about who he is, for those who don't know.
Oh, Lord. He's been in the industry for decades. Many, many years singing, and he's sung with so many groups in the industry. And one of the groups that I am very familiar with is Spencer Taylor's and the Highway QCs. So Mr. Taylor is 94, 95 years old, and he's still, the sons, they rally around their dad. They take very good care of him, and they're still traveling with him. Or he's traveling with them.
He's traveling with them, right?
And the Lord will, he'll be here.
Okay.
And to celebrate life. And I'm all really big about what we do in the living years. So it's an honor for me because I grew up listening to these legends.
Right.
And now I have an opportunity to hire them, you know. So it's a pleasure. It's an honor. And prayerfully, it will happen. And we're inviting everyone. We're asking for a $20 donation. And
I remember them coming to Tabernacle and singing, you know, he was a member of True Vine, right?
Yes, Mr. Burgess.
Yes,
he's still a member.
Right.
He had a couple of deaths in his own group. So I don't think they're active like on the road or anywhere, but he'd come out and sing sometime.
Very good.
And he still has it. Oh my God.
Well,
I'm talking about the gifts.
Yes, I'm looking forward to hearing him sing.
Okay.
I'm looking forward. Give us that date and time again.
It would take place May 20th. It's a Saturday, 5:00 p.m. at the New Birth Missionary Baptist Cathedral.
Okay. So I hope that everyone who is listening, if you like good quartet singing and gospel music, we have a gospel person here who's giving the glory here.
To God be the glory.
Yes. Celebrating someone from our community. Okay.
Yes.
Celebrating.
He's our own.
That's right.
And a lot of times we go outside of the city and we bring even the state, and it's okay to do that. That's not a put down. Give flowers where they're due.
That's
but
absolutely
we need
right.
to love and embrace and take care of and honor our own.
Absolutely.
And
well, that's why I'm having you guys in here, because I want to honor you guys. Okay. We are women of the community. We have a lot to do. We've done a lot. Okay.
Yes.
And we should honor ourselves. But this is Women's History Month, so I wanted to use this platform to honor women in the ministries that they're in. And Kermit, I probably have never said this to you, but I love you. I really do love you, because you are a wonderful, wonderful person to me. Okay, Kermit. All right. So I want to go back to you because I only have 3 minutes, 2 minutes. One, tell us about the program again.
Okay, it's the Farewell Reunion Concert Experience. It's happening Saturday, April the 22nd, 2023. It's going to be at New Birth Missionary Baptist Church, 3121 Sheridan Avenue.
Okay, all right. And so you are the headliner for the program.
I am yes.
Yes. Take that. Take that. Well, listen, I want to say thank you to all of my guests today. All of my guests, all of the ladies who were on and those who are here representing their sisters and mothers. Thank you for being here today. And I thank you, Kermit. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Treese LaFay. Okay. And I thank you, all of my guests. All right. I invite you to tune in next Sunday afternoon at 5 p.m. for another sharing of community connections, community talk for community people right here on the station. If you have a topic for a guest or an issue or a concern, please send me an email to jwharvin@gmail.com. Okay. And we can talk about setting up an interview right here where you have a platform to talk about everything. I'll talk to you next week.
And we thank you for having us.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You've been listening to Community Connections with Joyce Harvin on KISS 107.1. The views and opinions expressed on Community Connections by the host, its guests, or call-ins do not necessarily